I'm Dave from boyinaband.com, and today I'll be showing you more about Kong's awesome features. We're going to open it up and get straight to work. We'll initialize the patch, clear everything out of there, and as you can see, nothing plays. But if we show the drum and effects and insert a drum module, we'll soon sort that out. We're going to start with the synth bass drum. We're going to be doing the synth patches today. And as you can hear, you got a nice cheesy little one in there already. And I'll just go through some of the parameters we have available to us. To start with, we've got the one you'll probably be touching quite a lot, the pitch. Nothing really too shocking there. I'm triggering this with my MIDI keyboard, by the way, if you wanted to know. Just sets the overall pitch of the drum, so you can get a nice high bouncy kick up there, or a pretty low down one. You can actually get some really cool growly kind of low end kicks if you use these parameters carefully. Next up is the bend amount, and this one sets the upper pitch from which it bends, so you get nice lasery sounds if you take it right to the top, or just more consistent ones if you leave it near the bottom. So we're going to take this a little bit further up. And bend time sets the amount of time it takes to bend from the top pitch, decided by bend amount, to the bottom pitch. You got those cheesy little 80s drums. They're not as cheesy as the actual toms, but we'll come to them later. And then you start to get the growliness coming in there. Nice. Anyway, let's move on. The tone refers to the tone of the noise that you can dial in. You got nice high-end kind of clicky sound, and you can dial in as much of that as you want with the noise mix. But let's take it down a bit, because we don't want too much noise in our bass drum. We're going to keep it nice and clean. But we want a nice little click at the start of it, so we're going to start with a cool high frequency click. Yep. Take the resonance up, which if we bring up the level, gives a nice kind of sound. If we bring that a little bit down in the mix, you can see we've already got something to work with. Attack time here sets the amount of time it takes for the bass drum to come in, so instantly. That is actually really, really cool. More drum and bassy and more of a synth than a drum. But yes, let's move on. Lastly, if we bring this back down, we've got decay. You can really hear the growliness there. Incidentally, with the bass drum, the harder you hit the note, the higher the pitch it starts from, and also the louder the volume of the drum itself. So we've got a bass drum. Let's move on to a snare. So we've selected a new pad, and we're going to get a synth snare next. And this one's absolutely brilliant, because straight away you can do that dirty south snare roll. Yeah. Okay, so let's play around with these parameters. We've already got the pitch, which I'm guessing you figured out what it does. Decay sorts out the length of the entire snare. Harmonic frequency sets the frequency of the harmonic tone that's going over the snare, so take a listen. And decay defines how long that tone goes on for. Harmonic balance sets the level balance between the fundamental tone, defined here, and the harmonic tone. Probably hear this better if I take the noise out of the mix. So there's the fundamental tone, and there's the harmonic tone. And then we dial in the noise with the noise mix. The decay, if we want it a nice long kind of hard trance style snare, compress that a bit and we'd be sorted. And then we can define the frequency content of the noise with noise tone. But I'm just going to take it all back, control click on everything, to that cheesy initial snare, because I feel like rapping about cars and money after this tutorial is finished. Enough of that. Now, next up, we're going to get some hi-hats in this bitch. Straight away, you've got a generic little hi-hat. They're very, very simple sound effects. They're probably best for glitchy sounds, the aforementioned dirty south style hip-hop beats, and perhaps some dance music as well. But I can't see you chucking out your sample library just yet. Let's carry on with this hi-hat. Not as many commands here to mess about with. Let's make it a nice high-pitched hi-hat. with a decent decay. Actually, if we keep the decay quite low for now, I'll show you the hit type. This is one of those modules that allows you to change the hit type. So you can play the hi-hat closed and open, which saves you making 4 separate hi-hats, because you can assign different hit types to different pads. Okay, next up we've got the click. Just that sharp start to the sound. Want to take that down to the middle again. Tone just brightens it up again, takes it from a dirty little suppressed hi-hat whose father probably never gave it any attention, to a nice bright hi-hat whose father probably forced it to do extra tuition after school, which resulted in an unrepairably distant relationship, but a high-paid and well-respected career after it grew up. Sounds like a lawyer to me. Ring, here, sets the level of resonance peaks in the sound. The higher the value, the more metallic it becomes, so you can, if I open the decay a bit, you'll probably hear that better. So that's more of a shakery hi-hat, and then as it goes up, it becomes more metallic and glitch-tastic, which is my word of the day. In drum 4, we're going to create Synth Tom, quite possibly the cheesiest sound you will ever hear in your lives. The only real use I've found for it so far is emulating some of the early Michael Jackson stuff. This actually makes for quite a good bass drum if you take the noise out of it. But if we dial it back in, it gives that kind of flabby tomness to it. The pitch does as you'd expect. Got pitch, bend, amount and bend time, which are all the same as the bass drum. And the click level, which again defines that sharp start to the sound. Then decay, which defines the length of the entire thing. And then we get to the noise again. Nice low detuned tom there, or a tighter one as you bring it up. Then if you want to replicate the sound of a meteor striking a town in a Final Fantasy game on the NES, turn the noise decay right up and meteor shower. Noise mix, you might want to bring that down if you want to use the sound out of an 80s ballad. And let's see what we can come up with. So if everybody wants to represent for the Dirty South, we got... Whereas if we want to get some cheesy dance on the go, and if you happen to be Timberland, it's absolutely perfect for you. So those are all the synth drum modules available. Hope you enjoyed this quick review, and join me next time where I'll show you some of the samplers we have available. And by some, I mean both. Bye!